have like stuck Hello, students. We're just waiting for one more. We'll get started in a few minutes.
Angelique's having trouble logging in right now because she's having problems with the internet. She said it might be a few minutes.
Okay. Perfectly fine.
Hello. We just need one.
Hi, I'm sorry, my internet was acting up.
That's okay, Michelle. We're good.
Is she one of the ones that said she was going to be out of town?
I think everybody's on board. Didn't we have 4?
We're missing one student.
Felix?
We're checking to see if, no, a female student. We're checking to see if anyone said they were not going to be able to make it. We're just double checking.
So how are you doing, Matthew?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah? Are you excited?
Yeah.
Good. Where are you going now?
To UTEP.
You might need to turn your mic on because I can barely hear you. On higher, however that works.
I don't know how to adjust the volume.
Oh, okay, that's all right. So you're going to UTEP. When do classes start? The second, like everybody else?
No, August 23rd.
Oh, you have a long time then.
Yeah, a couple more weeks.
Oh, good.
Okay, Megan tried to reach out to the other student. There was no answer, so I think we can just go ahead and get started, Miss Marcela.
Okay, so is Felix on board? Felix Barron?
I believe he's a parent. Matthew, is that your dad?
Yes, that's my dad.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes,
Oh, good.
I'm on board. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Oh, great. Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Again, you'll remember my name is Marcella. I am the board president. Congratulations again for the scholarship. So as promised, Liz is going to give you outline on the processes and procedures for requesting the scholarship monies. There is a process, and make sure that you follow that, because if not, that will delay the deadline. So I'll go ahead and just hand it over to Liz. She'll give you all the information and talk about the forms. It shouldn't take too long, maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then we're good. Okay, if you have any questions, please ask now. It doesn't matter, go ahead and interrupt her. And then later on, she will also give you a phone number / email in case you come up with more questions. Okay, we want to make sure that we try to get you your funds as soon as you request them, which is probably a 2-week turnaround time. But nonetheless, if everything's done correctly, then you get it faster. Liz, Megan, thank you for being here. Liz, you want to go ahead and start the.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Marcella. Again, my name is Liz Dodd, and nice to see you guys again. And I know you're very excited about your next chapter in your life with college, starting your college career. And so hopefully this scholarship will assist you with that. And the Dibler family is really excited for you, for your futures. And we just want to make sure this process is as smooth as possible. So that's why we want to have this little orientation to kind of go over all of the documents, everything that Megan already emailed you, a few documents, and you're probably like, what is all this stuff? So we'll go over each one by one, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with a presentation that we prepared for you all. It's fairly quick, nothing too major. So welcome again, number one. I wanted to also, Ms. Marcella, our board president, Megan is our EF secretary, and then myself, the coordinator. You don't have to sign in since we have a small group today. Don't worry about that. And the forms I mentioned to you were already sent out in the email. So we just want to make sure that we always stay connected with one another. We do have a Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. So whichever way social media you all connect, we just want to make sure that you can also connect with us just in case you have any questions. This is another way for you to reach out to us, and also so you can see what's going on with the SLED Education Foundation. We have our website, and so I want to also let me pause right there and go to our website because I want to show you what else we have available on our site. So this is a SLED Education Foundation website, and where you can find this presentation along with, this top part, we're getting ready for the new class of seniors, so you can ignore that section right there. We do have this presentation in case you ever need to refer back to it. This is where you can find it if you need to, refer back to it or get some notes from it. And then your disbursement form for Dibler is the last one down here. So you can always get a copy from here. You can download it, save it. And so we want to show you that. But in addition to that, Ms. Marcella wanted me to be sure to share with you a website of where we post other scholarships that are available. We even met with a student, someone from your class, but from Eastwood High School this morning, and she was asking for this information. So when you go to this applications and forms page right here for additional scholarship opportunities, I also take care of this scholarship website for the district, where I just started posting new scholarships that are coming up for this new school year. So there's a couple here in July, and some of these, while my focus is of course for students here at the district, many of these are also open to current college students, because you guys are no longer high school students, now you're college freshmen. So you would just go into each one, check out the requirements, see if you qualify. And if you do, you just click on the website and it'll take you directly to their page so you can submit those scholarship applications. This is what I have available for July, and then I'm adding the ones for August. So I have several more that I'll be adding for the month of August, and then many, many more for September. So this is a site that you want to bookmark. You want to keep checking on it because I update new scholarship information there weekly. Okay, so let me go back to the presentation.
Liz, that's a great link to that, the resources. There's a lot, guys, there's a lot of money out there. You just have to ask for it. And now Liz has provided you with the information. So you all don't go to school till the end of August. You have plenty of time to get some more money. And again, it's free money. You just have to fill out the application.
And that's just one resource. Since you all are attending UTEP, they do have a scholarship office. And so make sure you visit or contact the Office of Scholarships there at UTEP to get some additional scholarship information. And they do the same thing, kind of research other scholarships that are available for current UTEP students. Okay. So first, the form that was shared with you, one is called a biography form. So this is a mandatory form because this is how we're going to be able to stay in touch with you. Of course, your YISD email is no longer active, and so we want to make sure we have your most current email address, phone numbers, what college you're attending. Well, yes, we know you're attending UTEP, but what major you're going into and what expected graduation date. I know some of you might have some dual credit courses that you already have. You may be graduating sooner rather than later. So your expected graduation date from UTEP, that'll just give us an idea of when we plan to see you graduating from the university. And hopefully you'll let us know when you're graduating so that we can let the Dibler family know that. I'm sure that they would want to also congratulate you and celebrate your success. So that's the purpose of this form, is for us to be able to stay in touch. It also includes a section of the thank you note for a thank you note, because of course we would want to give you an opportunity to reach out to the Mr. Dibler and the Dibler family to send them a thank you note for supporting your education, for providing you with the scholarship. And we also gave you a thank you note guidelines, kind of, you know, because some students are like, well, where do I start? What do I write? And so we provided you a little guide with that information. So I need to be flipping back and forth between these forms. I want to show you the forms as well, because we want to make sure we're all on the same page. So this is the biography form that I was talking about. And so you just fill in your information. And then the second page has the area for the thank you note. If this is not enough space for you to type it in, then just go ahead and you can create a separate document and just attach it to this when you email everything back to us. That's perfectly fine. The thank you note instructions that I was referring to, guidelines, it's just to help you kind of put a thank you note together. You know, you can list what your major is going to be, what you're going to study. Are you the first in your family to attend college? Do you work part-time or full-time? Hopefully part-time, not full-time, that's too much. Do you have, you know, what family support is supporting you through this process? And then kind of how to break out that thank you note and just some additional extra information there. So hopefully that that will help you in preparing those documents that we need. So, oh, let me share back. I'm flipping back and forth and I forget where I.
Can I say something, Liz? So guys, when you're doing your thank you letter, please keep in mind, okay, the family name. So you would say, you know, thank you to the Dibler family. And also please include the Sleda Education Foundation. So that way, when we go out there and looking for more donors or additional donors, we can show them those letters and say, look at these students are very grateful. This is what the impact is for this one individual. And so that's why it needs to make sure that it says the Isleta Education Foundation. And of course, the family or the donor. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Marcella. So now to how do we process your funds? So we do have a disbursement form. I'll go back to that form in just a minute. That is the main form that you're going to be submitting every time that you want to request some funds. Okay, and so that document, along with all of these other documents I'm going to go over in a minute, need to be emailed to us or brought to us in person. Of course, with COVID and everything, you're welcome to come stop by here. We're located in the YISD Central Office building off of McCray and Sims. But feel free to just email it to us and we'll email you right back. Megan goes through all of those emails to make sure we have everything we need. And if there's anything that's pending, we just email you right back and let you know so you can get us whatever might be pending. A request normally does take about 2 weeks. We'll try and process those within 2 weeks so you have the funds as soon as possible, but that's typically the time that we need. So your scholarship funds that you received, the total of $2,500, you can use for either tuition or books, okay? Those are the main two items that Mr. Dibler is allowing for you to use the money for. But if you have other items that, say financial aid covers your tuition and your books and you need to purchase something else, we can get an approval for you on those special other items that you might want to use the funds for. But basically it's tuition and books. If we get your paperwork for tuition or books and everything looks good, we process it right away. If you're wanting to request something else, then that may take a little bit more time because we'll need to review that by the scholarship committee, by Ms. Marcella, and maybe even by Mr. Dibler just to get an approval for that. So just be aware, anything outside of tuition and books will require a little bit more time.
So if they have, let's say they have the tuition covered, but they need to purchase their books, and what if they need to purchase a computer? Did we not discuss at board meeting that would probably be something that we would approve?
That's something that we discussed with Mr. Dibler and he did not approve that.
Okay.
But he said if needed, it could be a one-on-one request that he's willing to consider.
Okay.
So for deadlines, we just want you all to be aware that the funds must start to be requested immediately right after following your high school graduation. So this fall semester. Your initial request does not have to be for the full amount. Like Ms. Marcella said, if you need the funds for books, then you can use it within the next year. Okay, but if you don't use the full scholarship within the next year, then we would have to go back to Mr. Dibler to get approval for you to continue using the funds within maybe the next, your second year in college. He just wants you to be able to use the funds as quickly as possible within the fall, spring, and then if you need summer, say you want to attend summer school, but there's no financial aid available for summer, then he's willing to pay your tuition for the summer semester. If you go beyond 1 year, just know that we may need some additional approval. It may take a little bit more time to get all of that taken care of, especially if you have financial aid, your tuition's taken care of and you're just using it for books, then mostly going through, buying books worth $2,500 will definitely take more than 1 year. So we'll just go ahead and explain that situation to Mr. Dibler, and I'm sure that he'll be fine with that. We just need to let him know. He wants us to let him know how you're doing and how quickly or not quickly you're going through using that money. Okay. And so to be eligible to even request these funds, of course, number one is that you are going to be enrolled at UTEP. The scholarship can only be used for enrollment at the University of Texas at El Paso. And after your first semester, he does require that you have a 2.5 cumulative GPA. So that's overall GPA from all of your classes, okay? So just remember that the scholarship is only to be used at UTEP so long as you continue to maintain a 2.5 cumulative GPA. And we understand that sometimes things happen and your GPA may fall below the 2.5. We can ask him if he would consider maybe a probationary semester, or we can just wait until you get back into the 2.5 range, and then we'll reinstate your scholarship, of course, with his approval. So just let us know. That's why we want to, stress, hugely that it's very important for you all to stay connected with us and let us know how things are going and how you're progressing. And if you fall into any of these kinds of situations where we just need to connect with Mr. Dibler and let him know, then we'll do that for you. Okay.
Excuse me, Liz. Students, it would also be extremely helpful if you all communicated. If you remember that we asked you all to reach out to the Dibler family. If you all reach out and just say, I'm fine, I'm doing well, this is going good. That way, if something happens and you need a little bit of help and an approval from Mr. Dibler, I believe he'd be a little bit more willing to help you all if you all had already had started creating this partnership or this bond with you and the Dibler family. But if he's never heard from you all and you all didn't say thank you and you all didn't ever reach out to him, he might be like, well, let's see. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Thank you.
Yes, and I will be providing you all with the email that he approved for us to send to you after this session. Okay. So the documents that are required along with your disbursement form is going to be your class schedule and your tuition statement. We do just need copies. They don't have to be like official, original, anything, as long as your name is listed on these documents, and then we will accept that. We also will need, after your first semester, after your first college semester, then you've established a GPA. A university transcript also does not have to be official. It can be unofficial from your banner, I think it's called, your My UTEP account with the university. As long as your name and ID number, we can see it on the documents that you send us, we'll be able to accept that. And then of course, receipts. If you decide to go ahead and purchase your books first, then you can provide us with all of your documents and a copy of your receipt of your books, and then we'll reimburse you. Okay, same goes for tuition. If you decide to pay tuition out of pocket, as long as we get a receipt for that, then we can reimburse you. If we're going to pay tuition directly to the university, then the check will be made to UTEP. We will send it to you so that you can make sure it gets to the right department, the right people over at the university. But it'll be made out to them. And then if you have books that you want to purchase but don't have the funds for them, that's okay. Just go ahead and in your cart, wherever you're going to be purchasing your books, send us a copy of that cart, how much the books total, and we will make a check out to you for that total. Okay, then we'll send you the check, you go buy your books, and then we're going to need a receipt back as soon as possible to make sure that you, number one, did use the funds as you intended, and we have our backup in our documents that you did use the funds for the expenses that Mr. Dibler has approved. Okay. So I think, okay, and then we had a couple more forms. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the forms so that we can take a look at those one by one. So the disbursement form, this is what it looks like. And so you'll fill in your name, the date, your student ID will be your UTEP ID number because we wanna make sure the documents that you provide us match with your name and your UTEP ID number. your mailing address, and this address is where we will send the check to. Okay. Right now, especially because of COVID, we were mailing out checks. If you want to pick it up, just let us know, and we'll set up an appointment time for you to stop by the office and pick it up. Your email, of course, you were awarded in 2021, and then the amount you request has to match either your tuition statement or your books. This is the amount, the specific amount you want to request. If it's the full amount of the 2,500, it's going to go directly to tuition. That's perfectly fine. You're done in one disbursement. If not, you can kind of piecemeal it out as you need it. And then of course you'll check here if it's tuition or books, and then if who it would be payable to. If it's tuition that you still owe, then it would be payable to UTEP. If it's tuition that you paid out of pocket and you give us a receipt, then we're reimbursing you, it's payable to you. If you want to use it for books, then it's payable to you. Okay. And then here's just a summary of all of those requirements and guidelines that we just went over. You sign and date, and you submit this disbursement form with your copy of your schedule, with a copy of your tuition statement. And then after your first semester, we'll also need a copy of your transcript to make sure that you're meeting the what does he require? 2.5 GPA that he requires. Okay. And then we also have this university records release form. This will give us permission to reach out to UTEP and ask them for, an update of where you are. If you've already graduated, if you continued on to graduate school, did you earn a PhD? This will just give us, so we don't bug you as much. We can go directly to the university and get the information that we're looking for. And then the other form is a release form or a photo release, because we are also asking you for a picture and then an information release. And we use this because at times, and especially when you're going to graduate, we want to celebrate that with you, and we'll post a picture of you in our Facebook page or on our website. Congratulations to so-and-so for graduating from UTEP. And so we just want that permission from you to be able to do things like that, or if you want to post your thank you note or anything like that for our donors or potential donors. This is just a release form, so we can use.
Excuse me, Liz.
Things like that.
And also, let's say for whatever reason, first semester, second semester, you all have a great story. It could be anything, something that happened to you during school, what you learned, just anything. We'll go ahead and post it on our newsletter. This does a quarterly newsletter. And so, yeah, we're always looking for stories. So if you all have anything that you all want the rest of the students to know, that it might help get more money. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you, Liz.
the board does a lot of work raising money for students like yourself. Every year we have to start over. We have to start fresh every year. And so all of this helps your photos. We can write a thank you letter. It's just not going to mean as much as when it comes from you, from the students directly. So we really thank you in advance for helping us with that, so we can help future students from YISD.
Liz, were you able to provide the students with the Dibler family email?
No, I mentioned to them that I was going to share that with them after this session.
Okay.
Okay. And so just we're pretty much done. Reminders, just to submit all of your forms as quickly as possible, especially if you're going to use it for tuition. I know that UTEP has a tuition deadline date. I don't know what that is, but something for you all to be aware of. If you are paying tuition out of pocket, then make sure that you get those forms to us so that we meet that deadline and you don't get in trouble with UTEP for not paying your tuition. Submit your forms as early as possible, and that way we can just get everything rolling, get everything started for you. And we're here for the next few minutes if you all have any questions of us. Again, the YEF office is located at the YISD Central Office Building on the corner of McCray and Sims. And we're on the first floor, and you have our phone numbers here and our email if you ever need to get in touch with us. And like I said, this presentation, along with your disbursement forms, are posted on the YEF website. So you can always refer back to it if you need it, okay? Do you guys have any questions for us? Take advantage so you can start working on your forms and get everything submitted. You all are already registered at UTEP, right? Ready to go? Cool. Have you received your tuition statement, like your bill from UTEP? You got that too already? Wow, they sent it out early. That's awesome. So really you already have the disbursement form, a copy of your class schedule, your tuition statement. You're already halfway there, right? Or more than halfway, right, Megan? What else do they need?
That's about it. That's about it. The only thing I would ask, if you all can please send us with the email of all your documents, a photo of yourself for your file. We do keep a photo of yourself. That way we can have it for your file. So that's one thing we forgot to mention with all of those mandatory documents.
Didn't we ask the students to take a picture?
Okay, so
With your
does anybody have
certificate?
any questions?
I have a question. So I drive I would be driving every day to UTEP. Could I use my like funds for like parking for like the parking permit? Cause I don't know if like any like financial aid or anything will cover that, or I was just wondering.
That would fall under the other items that would need a special approval, but I understand that that is really expensive too, so that's understandable, of course. So we can just discuss that, Oswaldo, when you are ready to submit it, and we'll go ahead and reach out to Mr. Dibler and ask him for permission for that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course, but just make sure, number one, your tuition's covered and you have money for books.
All right.
And if anything, if we can't, we can reimburse you for the books, and then you can use that money for your parking permit.
Oh,
Okay,
of course.
because
Oh, yeah.
tuition and books are for sure.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
I also had a question. I know that you all mentioned that we'll be getting the email to reach out. Is that strictly just to, I guess, have that relationship, or for that other option? So like if I need a parking permit, would I go through that email? Or would I go through YISD?
You would go through the foundation, through us. Okay, the Isleta Education Foundation. Anything having to do with the scholarship, we're kind of like the middle person, connecting you and the Dibler family. But the email for the Dibler family is just for you all to keep them updated on how things are going. That today's my first day. Thank you so much. You helped make this possible. Just wanted to let you know, my first day went well. That's it. And just a little, updates here and there throughout the years as you go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And anything else? Do you all know where you're going to purchase your books or how to get your books? Do you have any questions we can maybe try and help you with? No, and like I said, reach out to the scholarship office. You can find other scholarships that are available. Check out that scholarship website I showed you earlier. There's not a whole lot on there because I just got started with the new, getting ready for the new year. And connect with us on the Facebook, on Twitter, whatever you have. On Twitter, I do promote some of these scholarships on the district side. If you have Twitter, just search YISD Guidance and Counseling Department, and I'll post more, because like scholarships.com this morning posted a huge list of scholarships available just for college freshmen. So I already posted that on the Twitter page. So that's just something since you have what, a month left before school starts, you have some free time, you know, keep
They have-
applying for more scholarships.
Yes, Matthew, your dad would be happy. That's gonna be like, come on, man, let's look for
Yes,
that money.
definitely. No, I think there's more than enough money out there for all of you guys to go out there and get it. You know, some of these places are just looking and waiting for you all to apply, and they're just looking for good candidates like you all to give it to for free. So
Agreed,
go out there and
right.
get it.
Yes. Yeah, your dad's right. There's a lot of money out there, but you've got to ask for it. They're not going to come to you. Okay, well then, Liz, is that it?
Yes, ma'am, I believe so. Just know that you're able to reach out to us. We're here at central office, or give us a call, and if we don't answer, because sometimes I'm running to meetings or things, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Okay, and Megan's here also half of the day. She's part-time and I'm part-time, so together we're full time. We're one full-time person, but we're always running in and out or running errands and things, but we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Okay.
Thank you all. We wish you the very best. You are the leaders, and make us proud. And go get some more money.
Yes, and have a wonderful fall semester, first college semester. Enjoy, have fun, not
Yeah.
too much fun, a little bit. Study and do well.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Barron, for attending.
Oh,
you so
you're
much.
welcome. Anytime if you guys need anything, let me know.
Thank you. Okay.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Meeting's over.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, guys.